Hey everybody, my name is Preach, and I'm actually coming back to World of Warcraft because of Dragonflight. I've been gone for a couple of years, but I've played World of Warcraft since it began all the way back in 2004, and obviously my life has changed now. I've got children, I've got a family, all those kinds of things that pulled me out of that old student life where I could commit hours and hours and hours to the game. And one of the biggest things they're changing in Dragonflight that has drawn me back in is choose how you want to play. No longer will there be all these little things that you kind of need to do on a daily basis. Otherwise you're falling behind and your friends are going to be like, you didn't manage to keep up with us, and maybe you feel bad about that. This time, if you want to spend all day doing quests, exploring things and consuming all that content super fast, you can do that. But if alternatively, if you have a busy lifestyle and you just want to log in and raid with your friends and then log out and not really worry about it for the next few days, you can absolutely do that too. As well as the loot changes where you can now gear up entirely through your favorite piece of content, be it professions, dungeons, or raiding, you could do that as well. It's one of the most exciting changes that I've seen to the game in a really long time, and it's the biggest thing that has brought me back to it. There's other things, of course. Mythic Plus. I'm not a big Mythic Plus player, doing those really hard dungeons or doing ones just for my weekly piece of gear, but one thing I always knew is after a few weeks, everybody kind of knows these little routes around the dungeons. They know little tricks that they might have picked up because they're watching streams or they're doing tons of research. And if you miss out on a couple of weeks and you come back, you're not aware of these things. And it can feel really overwhelming that you simply just don't know these little tricks that everybody takes for granted. This time, they're going to change it around. Every season, they're going to change all the Mythic Plus dungeons, which means if you come in a little bit later, it's fine. Everybody's still going through that learning process. They're making mistakes together and just learning what needs to be done. So you never really have that sense of being far behind like you might have had in the past. On top of that, you get to play evokers. Evokers are seriously fun. I was lucky enough to get to speak to some of the people who created the evoker, and they're looking to just make it as fun and exciting as possible and as close to being an actual dragon as possible. You could jump in the air and you could breathe fire across the floor. You could take to the skies and soar around the map without having to get on a mount. More importantly for me, though, is the healer spec. That can actually mess around with time magic, speeding up time, slowing down time, managing to manipulate time and actually rewind time to prevent people taking damage that they already took. It's one of the most interesting healer specs I've ever played in World of Warcraft, and I cannot wait to see the final product when it actually hits the live servers. The biggest feature, though, to top it all off, of course, is dragon flying. Dragon flying is easily the most fun I've had in the open world throughout all of my Dragonflight testing. The sense of speed that they have managed to deliver with dragon flying is incredible. I have spent literally hours just doing time trials, trying to hit gold medals on their advanced courses. No reason to do it other than prestige, something to do, something fun to do. And if you don't like that, you can also just customize and gear up your mount, modify it in certain ways, and not only that, you get it within like an hour of the expansion starting. No longer are you going to be waiting months to get some achievement or grind out some reputation in order to learn how to fly. You start Dragonflight, an hour later, you're going to be flying around the map. And one of the coolest things you can do is actually race against other players. You can queue up with all these little courses that are dotted throughout the map. You can practice them before you get in there, and then you get to race against several other players, and you have a real intensity with it. Is that guy behind me going to overtake me? Did he save his boost? Did I not save mine? Should I have saved mine? All those things to try and get the first place. And again, the reward is just prestige and fun. Didn't win? Come back and try again. No problem. So those are the reasons I'm coming back for Dragonflight. I think it's going to be really cool, and I hope to see you there.